Hi, Otto here for Bavarian Autosport. In today's video, we're going to be showing you how to repair curb damage on your BMW and MINI wheels while the wheel and the tire are still on the vehicle. We'll be using our alloy wheel repair kit, which gives us everything we need, including the filler putty, files, abrasive paper, as well as the wheel paint and clear coat once we've finished the repair. Now let's go ahead and actually see how easy this is to do. These kits are available in our online store at bavauto.com. Here we have our wheel set up. We're going to work on a couple of these gouges here. For the video, we're not going to repair everything here. That will just take a little bit of extra work working on each one. We can do them all at once, continuing our filing work, our filling work, so that we don't have to do multiple stages. But for the moment, we'll just work in this area. Now, if I run my finger along here, I can see that this material from the gouge has been pushed this way into the lip area. So first thing I need to do is get rid of this extra material that's been pushed over. I'm going to use one of the various files, or multiple ones, or perhaps the emery paper, although I'm usually going to save this for working the putty. So let's take the files and see what we can do with these little lips. Now I want to be careful not to gouge this area. I'd just as soon not paint that area if I don't have to. We're going to try and keep our work right here. So we'll start filing on these until we get them down to where we can run our finger across and not feel the material lip. We'll take care of that, and we'll come back and show you the next stage. Okay, now we've finished up most of our cleanup here. We've gotten all the little lips all along here smoothed down. There's a little bit left right here. Notice I put the tape here. I have 3 or 4 layers of tape here to help protect this edge of the wheel from the file if I slip just a little bit or just go a little too far. Now I've also smoothed all the way across with the file and gone on the back side a little bit here too. Even though these gouges were pushed inward, we just want to make sure there's nothing sticking out this way too. So let's see, a little bit right there. Okay, that's pretty good. Now we're ready to prep for the filler. Okay, now I'll just do a quick cleanup here. Get the dust off so the putty can stick properly. I'm going to leave my tape here to continue to protect the wheel. Now we have the filler putty. This is a 2-part putty that we just unwrap, pull a section off, and work the putty together. You can see the 2 parts here. So we'll just grab a section. We won't need much for this. So we'll just take a little bit here. I'm going to put the gloves on. Okay, now I'm ready to work the putty without getting it all over my hands. Little plastic protector here. Now we'll just work the putty together to get the 2 parts to interact with each other. This is like an epoxy type base. Now once we have the putty worked, we're going to basically just make some small ribbons and fit them into the areas where we need the filling. Initially, we'll just get it into place. Now, we don't want to put way too much on. It just means we'll have to work that much more off. Just as with any kind of filling that you do, whether it's body work or working with wood. So we'll be a little bit sparing here. Getting it initially into place. Now, I don't want a lot on the back side here, so I'm actually going to clean up some of this on the back side so that I don't have as much to pull off there, since there's no gouging all the way on the back. Now this is a fast curing two-part, again similar to epoxy. Just make sure it's all firmly into place. Make sure if there's anything on this front lip, we have the putty down far enough to take care of that. And once we're satisfied, we'll let the putty cure. Then we'll come back and shape it. All right, now we've had our putty on and it has cured. That took about half an hour to cure. Depends on your temperature and humidity conditions. And you can see it's nice and hard. Our next is to form it to match the rest of the lip. Now the kit does come with this little shield, which we can put in here if we feel we need to protect the tire. Right now we don't need to. We may use this for painting, however. But we'll start by using either some of the files or some of the sandpaper. I'm actually going to start with the sandpaper. I'm going to take a small strip and I'm going to work on this inside edge first. I'm just going to take it along the edge, take the flat side down, and remember I've got the tape here to help protect the rest of the wheel. And we're going to just work on shaping. So you can see the putty works down fairly quickly. Now I'm continuing to just work this inside lip. You can see I put some fresh tape down that was starting to get torn up. And just use your finger to keep feeling that you've got a nice feather at the ends and all the way through. And you can see where the wheel starts showing through. Remember, most of the lip was still intact. So we have a bit more we want to go down. We want to get right back to the wheel and just have the filler in the spots that needed the filler. Okay, now we've got the lip very nice. Remember, this is the coarse paper. We're still going to come back with the finer paper. But I can run my finger here and it's very smooth and I don't have a lip at either side. Now we're going to work the top edge and around the back side. Same way. Now in working this top edge, I want this to be flat all the way across to match the rest of the wheel surface. I don't want any waves in it. So I'm not going to just do it by hand. I'm going to use a block and my paper and work it evenly along the whole edge. All right, now you can see we have both the front edge here and the rounded over lip initially shaped with the coarser paper. We've worked along the back edge here too. If you're worried about your tire, just put some tape along the tire too so you don't scuff the tire. So now we're ready to go with the finer emery paper, which we will use wet, and those would be the two sheets that come in the kit. This one is 600 and this one is 1200. We'll start with the 600, then move on to the 12. We'll use these wet so that we get a nice smooth finish, then we'll be ready for paint. All right, now we're fully ready for paint. The lip is fine sanded, it's cleaned of all grease and oils, and the only thing we have to do is to mask the area that we're going to paint. I'm going to use the tape that came with the kit, as well as this pre-taped masking plastic. Now you can use anything you like, masking paper, blue painter's tape, etc., to mask off your area that you're going to spray. And we're going to start that now, and then we'll go to spraying. I'm going to mask the tire, as well as the areas of the wheel that I don't want any spray on. We now have our repair area masked off and ready to apply the paint. Lightly apply an overall first coat and let it dry until tacky. Be sure to apply the paint in light coats to prevent runs. Apply additional light coats in this same manner until you have a nice even coating and color. All right, now we have our repair complete. The paint has been done, and we've also used a little bit of polish to blend the paint into the original paint. You can see here's our untouched, damaged areas around the wheel. We just did this area here to show you how effective the repair is compared to the original area. If we only had one spot to repair on the wheel, we would do it just like this, do one spot. And if the paint on the rest of the wheel is in good shape, we can leave that as is and just blend our paint with some polish to work the paints together so that they match, brighten up the old stuff with the polish too. If the paint on the rest of the wheel has darkened a bit, we may want to just paint the whole wheel as well. As we come into a closer view, you can see how effective this repair actually is. Now, it's not perfect, and it hasn't given us a new wheel, but it sure does look great for the effort that we put into it and the low cost. All right, that was pretty easy. With a little bit of effort and just a little bit of time, we have a wheel that looks almost like new at far less cost than a professional repair. And you can take care of your damaged BMW or Mini wheels by ordering your wheel repair kit in our online store at bavauto.com. Now, if you've liked this video, please hit your like button, send us some comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook. Also, please visit our tech blog at blog.bavauto.com for more technical articles on BMWs and MINIs. Now let's go ahead and get another video going.